What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sehgal show, where we interview some unstoppable entrepreneurs who are dominating figures in their businesses. Sahil here, back again with an awesome, insane episode and awesome, insane guest. Our today's guest is a real deal. He's a go to person when it comes to creating viral video ads, a guy behind all the curtains of the big names out there you can think of, people like Russell Brunson, Tai Lopez, Brendon Burchard, Grant Cardone, Frank Kern, and the list goes over and over. He has taught over 2,000 students how to create high performing marketing videos online. He has produced over 10,000 marketing videos over the past 18 years. Without any further ado, let's welcome the creator of Video Formula, Kevin Anson, to our show today. What's up, everyone? This is Sahil here, and welcome to the Sehgal show, where I'm gonna be interviewing some crazy entrepreneurs out there who started from scratch with no experience, resources, and connections, and then later on became unstoppable and dominating figures in their respective businesses. We're gonna dive deep into the mindset of these super successful entrepreneurs to find out how they did it and how you can model it too. It's time to pick their brains and uncover all the strategies and tactics which these entrepreneurs use to scale their businesses from nowhere to multiple 6, 7, and 8 figures. Welcome to the Sehgal show. Welcome, Kevin.
Make sure. There we go. How's it going, man? Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, great, man. I'm super pumped to have you today.
Yeah, me too. Great show. I love your show.
Thank you so much, man. Means a lot. It's a pleasure and honor to have you once again. So we all have seen your, man, like attention grabbing, thumb scrolling ads. Your work no doubt speaks for yourself. But for those who don't know, who you are not who are not familiar with you, do you want to share like how you got into this crazy world of video ads and stuff?
Yeah, so it was probably about 5 years ago. I was really intrigued by marketing and video advertising, and I had quite a significant background in making videos for companies, and I was always intrigued by it, and I wanted to learn more about it because what I struggled with was making videos for big companies, but I didn't really understand the psychology behind it, like what caused people to actually click on something and watch a video all the way through and actually take action, because that's really what we want at the end of the day. Is we want people to watch our content, we want them to engage with it, take action. And so I was really good at making videos, right? I could do what the client told me, make this great looking video, but I didn't understand the psychology behind it. And so I started diving into that, and lucky for me, early on in my journey of diving into marketing, I was able to work with the guys at ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson. And so we started making a lot of YouTube content, and then slowly started to get into ads. But yeah, it's like you said in the intro, I mean, I've done thousands upon thousands of videos, but only in the last 5 years, I've really dove heavily into marketing. So yeah, I've been making videos since about 2004. So it's crazy to say that it's been almost 20 years now, which is crazy. So
that's amazing, man. The work that you have done in 2 decades is incredible, man. And the people that you have worked with, like all these big names out there. I'm interested to know about the story. Like we all have seen your ads with Russell, and obviously the Funnel Hackers TV that you have done, edited the videos for that. But want to hear a story about how you partner up with Russell Brunson. Like, what was the story behind it?
Yeah, so he put a post in the ClickFunnels Facebook group. It was probably about almost 5 years ago now, and I saw it. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I have to comment on that post and see if I can get in with him, and because he said that they needed an editor for some projects that they were working on, or a new project. And so I put some links to my videos in the comments. Luckily, I had done some stuff with Infusionsoft, which is one of their biggest competitors. At least at the time, it was one of their biggest competitors. And so I'm sure that caught his eye. And then, I put some links to some other stuff and like kind of name dropped a few big companies that I had worked with. And then, within 15 minutes of me commenting on that post of his, he was messaging me privately on Facebook Messenger. And I was just like, oh my gosh, just pacing around the room going, oh my gosh, like Russell's actually talking to me. This is crazy. I was like, immediately I was like, oh, this is this is like his assistant or something. Like, there's no way he's talking to me. And like, sure enough, it was him. He said, add me on Voxer. I had never heard of Voxer. I was like, what is this? And so we started chatting on there, and then started working on some projects. And the rest is history. So.
Oh man, that's good. It's just with the one post that it's all started, and obviously that comment that you did, it's great, man. It's like when you were at the right time, you are at the right place at right time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was. I mean, I owe a lot to Russell. He's an amazing guy. He's helped me connect with some amazing entrepreneurs over the years, and it really kind of took my business into a completely different direction that I never expected. So it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. He has impacted lives, like everyone's life out there. I started in
Yeah.
2020 with the same thing. I saw his one funnel away challenge video, and that intrigued me into the world, and then everything changed since that. Since that time. Really, really a great guy. But when you were working with these, obviously he got to introduce you to all the big names out there. So any interesting behind the stories? I'm interested to know, like, while working with these people.
I mean, I don't know if I have any interesting stories, but it's, I've been out to Boise a few times early on when we started working together, and just hanging around them. It's like hanging around, someone that you've known for a lot of years, like a friend. Like, they're just down to earth, cool people. And, they're like the rest of us. They just like to, you know, wear pants and a t-shirt to work and just like hang out and just, have a good time. But I don't know. It's just, I mean, I would say that being backstage at like Funnel Hacking Live, that was really cool. Being able to be around some of those, highly successful entrepreneurs, and just being able to chat with them. And they're all just regular people like we are, just getting ready to go on stage and just want to put on a good show. And, yeah, they're just great people. I can't say enough great things about them. So.
Yeah, I saw your clip with Brendon Burchard when he was following you on that Instagram. You asked him to follow. That was really cool. He's a
Yeah, I
great
didn't
guy.
expect that to happen, because I pulled out my phone and said, hey, well, I asked him first, is it cool if I do this? I'm going to pull out my phone and make you follow me on Instagram. And he's like, yeah, totally, man. Cool. And then he just said all this great stuff about me that I didn't ask him to say at all. It was just really unexpected. And yeah, he's a cool guy too. I mean, he's what I consider like a bro, right? Like, he just the way he talks and the way he is, he's just a cool dude that you want to, be around and hang out with. And because you see him on camera, you see him on stage, and he's very polished. But then when you see him backstage, he just is like a regular guy, and he's just fun to hang around with. So.
Yeah, I know he's so raw. I got a chance to meet him at last year. This Funnel Hacking Live, and he was just standing on the side of the doors, and he was like, "Yeah, man, how are you doing?" and all that. Got a chance to talk to him for 5 minutes. Really raw guy. I
Yeah.
really love that. Did you notice any of this follow-up question coming in my mind? Did you notice any difference between while working with them, like all these big names, and the other ones? I'm sure you might have worked with other people for sure.
Any difference between working with them and other people?
Any big differences here that you noticed that all these people had something different among other video creators or other entrepreneurs?
I would say that they're very hands-on. I mean, they're a lot of the stuff that you see with the funnels and, the emails and the videos and just everything that's happening. I mean, they're very involved in it. They do have teams that are working on their stuff, but at the end of the day, they have their signature on everything that goes out. Versus like if you work with a bigger company, there's just, I don't know, there's just so much going on, and there's just so many people involved that it kind of, I don't know, things just don't always get done properly. But like working with the, when they have their name on it, like Brendon or Russell, like they like to make sure that, it's top quality when it's going out. So, yeah, I don't know. That's the first thing that I could think of as the big differentiator. But I would say it's way more fun working with, the influencer types, because, they've got quite a following, and they're just, it's just really cool. It's kind of like you're working with a celebrity in a way. I mean, they are celebrities in our world, and it's a lot of fun when you can work with them and get to know them.
Right. And if anyone wants to get into this world of like working with all those big entrepreneurs names out there, what would your suggestion would be to those people? How to bump into their world?
I would definitely say just, keep working on your craft, whatever that is. If it's videos, if it's, you're a copywriter, funnel builder, designer, get really good at it to the point where people start noticing you for that one thing. And that's what I've really focused on over the last 5 years, is becoming really good at video ads. So when people think of video ads, hopefully they think of me. And another thing is to, I've done this multiple times, is don't worry about, charging them money for anything. I mean, if you can just get them to look at what you're doing, that's a huge win. So if it's like, you want to build a free, I don't know, a funnel for them, right? And get it over to them and just get them to look at it. Like, that's a huge win for you. So don't always worry about getting paid, because that's what I did with them. Was like, they were asking me, okay, cool. Like, we're going to try you out. How much does it cost? And I wouldn't tell them. I just wouldn't give them a number, how much it's going to cost, because I wanted them to see my work first. I wanted that to speak for itself before they ever decided to give me any money. I wanted it to really be worth it. And so I was just cranking out as much good stuff as I could for them in the beginning before we ever had that conversation about money. And I've done this countless times with, large clients that I landed. Like when I started my business in 2011, I got the opportunity to get in front of a huge company. They're $1 billion company now. And I wanted them to let me make them something. I wanted them to see my work. And so I said, I'll come out, I'll do this whole shoot, I'll do everything for you, I'll make the video, and I want to do it for free. Because they were looking at other video companies at the time, and they were trying to make a decision on the best one. And so, of course, all the other video companies probably are sending them these lavish proposals and telling them how much it's going to cost and all this stuff. And I differentiated myself by saying, let me just make you guys a video for free, and let's just take it from there. And I recently did that, a month ago with another company, this huge wireless company, and they had a bunch of other companies that were competing for their business, and I made them a free video ad. And then, so now guess what happened? Now they're hiring us to work on their stuff because they were able to see what we're capable of. So it was like a sample, right? So that's my biggest piece of advice for people, is to, do some free stuff. Just kind of show them what you're all about before you start charging them money.
That's right. They're a diamond nugget, man. Really, people who are listening, watching, that's a piece of advice right from the man himself. Don't just run after the money. You gotta be getting paid. Obviously, the byproduct should all will be there, but the point is your presence. I think you have to show your visibility. You can do this thing for them by keeping the money part aside. That's amazing, man. And for people, like sometimes I was also at this stage when I was starting out. Like we are hesitated to come on the camera to make a video. Like it looks like a big task, like it's a big thing, and a lot of limiting beliefs coming in the mind. So according to you, like according to your experience and all, if a person has to start over with that, with the coming on the camera, making their live video, what would you prefer to be do? Like a Facebook Live, a YouTube, or an Instagram, TikTok? What would you suggest to that person?
For somebody who is looking to start creating some content?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I struggle with, and it's just consistency. Even if it's like you turn on the camera and make a 10-second video and just get it out there, just doing the act of making content consistently is going to be huge. I mean, yeah, you're going to make some videos, and maybe the first 100 videos might not get any engagement or that many likes or comments, or you might not get that many followers, but eventually it starts to catch on. And so I know this because I've worked with the clients that I've worked with, and I see what they do. So I can't speak from personal experience because I'm not great at turning on the camera and shooting videos, even though I have done it. But I do need to get better at that moving forward. But we're always we're so busy working on the stuff for our clients. But when I see them doing it, that's exactly what they're doing. They're just consistently putting out content. So it's like, taking stuff like this where you and I are having a conversation. I could take this video file and hand it over to a VA and have them chop it up into, 50 different videos and put it out on social. Just turning on the camera. Maybe you do it once every Monday morning where you sit down for an hour and you just record some stuff. And maybe you record 5 videos for that week and you just put them out on TikTok and Instagram. But just having that consistency of putting it in your calendar and knowing that, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to make some videos no matter what it takes. Record those videos. And if you have to, if you don't have the time to edit them, send them out to a VA, like I said, have them edit them, or just put them up the way they are. I mean, let TikTok generate the captions, let Instagram generate the captions, keep it as simple as possible. But really it's just, if you don't put yourself out there and become more visible online, if all they see is a picture of you, they can't really connect with you. They can't really like get to know you and build rapport with you if they just see a picture of you. So people just want to see what you look like. What do you look like when you're talking? Does that person seem friendly? Like, they just want to get to know you. And so the more content that you have online, the more stuff that people can stumble upon, even on YouTube, right? Like YouTube is great because you can put out content and people will find it 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because it might solve a problem that they have. And they're going to find your video. And so the more content you have out there, the more opportunity you have for people to find you and hire you. And so I have found that from personal experience. I jumped into YouTube. It was right before our third kid was born, and I was doing a lot of YouTube videos, and I grew it to like almost 10,000 subscribers pretty quickly. And then I like totally just dropped off the face of the earth because we had a third kid and life got crazy. But still people reach out to me from those videos that I made. And this was like 2017. And I still get messages from those videos that I made. And so you will reap the rewards of the videos that you make for years to come. So it's totally worth it.
Yeah, that's so true. And you remind me of that Garage A. White quote. He talks about like, you're going to suck first time, you're going to suck less second time, and then third time. It's all about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Take the step. A lot of time people, what I've seen, even I had this thing in my mind, like sometimes, I need a fancy setup, like this expensive camera, studio lighting, and all that stuff to make. What would you say? Is it what credit would you give to all these things to make, like when it comes to your craft? Take an example, creating profitable video ads, all these expensive cameras, the fancy lighting stuff. What would you say about it?
Yeah, the industry has changed quite a bit, especially even in the last couple of years, where the more authentic that the videos look, the better they seem to perform. Now, I can't say that for every type of industry. Like if you have, if you're trying to sell, I don't know, a certain product or something where people expect a highly produced video, it's different. But definitely, you don't need all the expensive equipment. Most of the time, what we're finding is that if you just turn on your smartphone and you record some videos, or you hire someone else to do that, those videos tend to outperform the ones that are highly produced. And it's unfortunate for us because we are video creators and we take our videos very seriously. We like to make them look great, sound great, have all the fancy graphics and stuff like that. But there's definitely something to be said for the ones that look like they were shot on a smartphone. Like if you're pulling out your phone, you're walking around outside, recording something that looks like it was just a regular, TikTok organic post. Those ones tend to do really well because people's BS meters are a lot higher than they used to be. They're seeking authentic content now. So when they see something that looks like an ad, immediately they're turned off by it and they can't wait to like skip it or scroll past it. Yeah. So the ones that look like just a regular organic video tend to do really well. And I can't say that without mentioning the fact that it's nice to have both. If you have the resources and the ability to make the highly produced videos, go for it, but have both. That way you can test them and see which ones are going to perform the best. We do all styles in our agency. So definitely try them both. But if you're just getting started and you don't have the budget, you don't have all the resources to make a highly produced ad, definitely make some ones on your smartphone and just get some content out there. I would spend a lot of time on the creative marketplace on TikTok to really understand the trends and understand what videos are sort of like supposed to look like right now. If you go on there, it's kind of like if you're going and doing research on the Facebook ads library, you can go on the TikTok creative marketplace and you can actually look at other people's ads. And a lot of them, they just look like a regular TikTok video that somebody shot. I mean, sometimes they're doing dances and just weird stuff. But you'll start to understand patterns. You'll start to understand trends for how they're doing their hooks, how they're wording things, how they're shooting things, just, some of the humor that's in them, things like that. And so once you've watched 20, 50, 100 videos, you'll really start to understand how you need to start making your videos look. So yeah, that's something I would highly recommend doing.
Absolutely, that makes sense. And as we were talking about it, like, what are the core elements that you see to make the video ad work, according to your experience?
We have 10 ingredients that we're always looking at when we're creating video ads for our clients. And so, not every video needs to have all 10 of the ingredients, but we're always thinking about things like the pattern interrupt in the beginning, like what's something that's going to make it stand out when somebody's scrolling on social media. Like, is it, you got something that's on fire, or, you're spinning around in a circle, you're waving your hands at the camera, just something to get people to stop scrolling, to get their attention. That's the pattern interrupt. And there's a number of different ways that you can do that. Maybe it's doing wearing a wig, or having those funny face apps on your face, or whatever it is, just getting something weird in the beginning. Having a hook in the beginning that gives people a reason to stick around. It's like, you're never going to believe what I found out. Like, check this out, or, keep watching this video. I never expected this to happen, or, just weird hooks that you can put in the beginning. Definitely try out more than one, especially if you're turning on a paid campaign. You don't want to just take one video ad with one hook, throw it out there, and expect to just, magic to happen. You've got to try different stuff. Even the best marketers in the world, they still don't know without a shadow of a doubt what's going to work. They're just trying lots of stuff, because there's, for some reason, some, like, the weirdest hooks will outperform other ones. They know, like, when they're good. And, like, take Russell, for example, right? He's done, marketing for a long time. He knows, like, okay, if I create 5 videos with, 5 different hooks, one of them's probably going to hit, because he's done it enough times. But he's still testing a bunch of stuff to see which one hits. I mean, they do that with their funnels, right? They try out different headlines at the top. They know, like, okay, we have the best chance of success because we've done this enough, but we're going to try 5 different ones and see which one's going to hit. They don't know which one's going to hit. So try out different stuff. And then, I'll just give you guys like 2 more ingredients, but you want to make sure that you're identifying people in your video, because you're speaking to a specific niche of people, right? So if you're going after, I don't know, stay-at-home moms, or you're going after real estate agents, you want to make sure that you mention that in the beginning of your video ad, so that way they know you're speaking directly to them. Because otherwise, if they're not somebody who's that type of person that identifies like that, then they're not interested in your content. Because as soon as you say, hey, are you a real estate agent? And they're going to stick around and watch your video, most likely, right? But if they're not a real estate agent, then it screens those people out. And so it keeps your ad dollars down. So identifying people in your ads is super, super important. But and then, of course, what you guys have always heard before is talking about pain points, right? People want to know, is this addressing my pains that I have? Like, I want to get more leads. I want to close more deals as a real estate agent, right? Like, I want to talk to more buyers. I want to talk to more sellers. So whatever it is that they're facing in their business, you are the person that can help them with that pain or the desire that they have. And so those are just a couple of the ingredients that we're always making sure that we put in our ads, and we're always thinking about them. But yeah, there's a few psychological elements that you want to make sure that you have in your ads for sure.
Absolutely, that makes sense, man. Really, it's a market who decides what's going to perform, actually. And it comes with experience and all that. Henry asked a question here: what about leveraging AI to assist a solopreneur with script content or graphics?
So what we have done is we kind of use the AI when we're writing a script and we're trying to just come up with a new way of wording things. Like, I won't put in a prompt into the AI and expect it to generate this perfect video script, because I know it's just the way that it writes is just too, I don't know, it's too polished, I guess. It's too, like,
I felt
direct response.
Yeah.
and it just sounds too like perfect. Like the words that it uses are not, you want to like break things down and make it so that a fifth grader could understand it, right? And so the AI is great for like giving you some ideas. And then what you can do is if you have the AI generate something, like let's say it generates like this 500 word script, and you look at it and you go, okay, cool. And then you'll take that, bring it into, your Word doc, and then you rewrite it to the way that you want it. And then you can actually put it back into the AI and say, hey, here's a script that I wrote. Can you rewrite this to make it more humorous or whatever, right? So you can like, literally copy paste your entire script in there and it'll reword it again. And so you can keep playing with it. But like, yeah, we've found that it's not great for generating a script from A to Z, but it's a good place to start to give you some ideas for sure. And specifically for like, if you're wanting to come up with some ideas for organic videos, you could tell the AI like, write me, 10 video ideas that are around the idea of like how to create high converting video ads. This would be for me, right? How to create high converting video ads. Give me 10 topics to talk about, and it'll give you some stuff. So yeah, it's just a good starting point is to answer that question, really.
Oh, absolutely. It's better to remove that that blinking cursor on a blank screen. You have
Yeah.
at least to start with something, and then it's more of the formal thing. I think it's rather than informal, and people are like they want to hear like, hey, I'm talking to you, not in general public, like that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man. And it would be interesting to know, man, like what makes Kevin thumb scroll stop when you are looking at content.
I'm a big proponent of the pattern interrupt and the hook. I love that stuff. So if somebody can get me hooked in with like, wait, it's like a wait till the end, you'll never believe what happens. Like that type of stuff, like always gets me because I'm like, I want to see how this thing unfolds. So yeah, I like that stuff. Or if somebody's teaching something that I didn't know, where it's like, 3 secrets to get, more followers on TikTok and, that no one else is talking about, things like that. So yeah, I spend a lot of time watching ads. I've got a list of ads on my phone. Like I'll be on Facebook and I'll see an ad that catches my attention and I'll copy the link and save it on my phone. But I would say like the ads that don't catch my attention that are they're just frustrating to me is like if somebody just turns on the camera and starts talking and there's no editing, there's no graphics on top, there's just nothing. Like I almost don't even care what they're selling. I just don't even want to watch it. It's so boring to me. So those ads frustrate me more than anything. And so if you're doing that, you need to stop doing that. Like put a little bit more work into it. Just you got to have more bells and whistles because that stuff's just boring.
Absolutely makes sense. What is the one this coming into my mind as that what's the one you can say biggest weapon or a secret tool that you always carry in your toolbox no matter what?
I mean, there's so many, but I'll give you guys one that's pretty new and not a lot of people know about it, but you can take someone's voice, right? Like let's say we're working with like I'll just name like a crazy celebrity, like let's say we have like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock or something, right? And we have a minute of his voice talking about something, and maybe we're working on a video ad for him, but we wanted him to say this one specific sentence or call to action, but we didn't have him record it, and there's no way you're going to get him back on camera to do that.
Yeah.
So there's this thing called 11 Labs. It's 11labs.io. You can plug in a minute of his voice into the AI, and now you basically can tell him to say anything you want. And so you could have him say like, "Oh, Kevin Anson's the most amazing video ads guy in the world." I mean, you could have him say whatever. So obviously it could be used for evil, right? But if you're using it for a project, you could say, have them say like, "Oh, make sure to click the link below. There's, we only have limited access or limited this only available for a limited time." And so you can tell the AI to spit out different things. So we've used that a lot for video ads for our clients when we didn't have them say a specific thing. And it's amazing that you can do that now because you could do it with Descript. prior to this, but you had to train Descript. I mean, you had to literally spend, I think it was like 2 or 3 hours, and you had to read a script that Descript gives you, and you had to read it, and then Descript would be able to create to output your voice. But now just being able to only have to input 1 minute of somebody talking, and then now it can like speak back whatever you want. That's been a really, really cool tool for us in editing to have. And yeah, we've been using it a lot, and I've only known about it for a couple of weeks, which has been like, I'm like, where was this tool before? This is amazing. So
Yeah, AI is changing the entire game. I saw that, I think, a video on the TikTok as well. Somebody did that with the Donald Trump video, that clip, small clip. They did
yeah,
that with the same
yeah,
thing. At the
yeah,
same
it's
time, it has
incredible.
to be used very carefully. Can be used against that someday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna come to the last question, man. What's something you would say that everyone should start and stop doing when it comes to producing video ads?
I would say that, they should definitely start putting out some video ads, just give stuff a try. Like I said earlier, go on TikTok and do some research, because that's probably the best place to understand the trends. And make some ads where you're doing what we call the value plus CTA. So you're teaching something.
Mhm.
So you start off with a hook where you're telling people, in this video, I'm going to give you 3 secrets to whatever it is, or 3 steps to whatever it is, right? And then you teach the thing, you give them 3 secrets, and then you do a light call to action. And with our our clients that we're working with, we have found that the value plus CTA videos are just hard to beat. It's that reciprocity, right? Like you're giving somebody something in an ad that they can take as additional knowledge in their life. Now they can walk away with it, and they feel that reciprocity towards you, to where, oh, this guy taught me something. Like he or she must know what they're talking about. So maybe I'll click their link and see what they have to offer. Versus if you're just, doing this pitch fest where you're talking about how great you are, and you're talking about the product and how it solves all these problems, and then you tell them to click the link. Those ones can work, but we've just found that the value plus CTA videos are outperforming all the rest. So make some value videos. That's the first thing. And then things that people should stop doing is, I mean, that's the biggest thing that I go towards, is what I talked about before. Really, it's just not creating those videos where you're just sitting in front of the camera and you're talking about how great you are, and there's no editing, there's nothing fancy about it. You're just talking about who you are and how great you are and all this stuff, but you're not thinking about the customer at the end of like on the other side of the lens, right? Like, what are they going through? Like, what are their pains, things like that. Because that's one of the things that the mistakes that I made when I was making videos in the corporate world was, it was all these companies that we were working with, they were making that mistake where they wanted to talk about how great they were. Like, oh, we've won all these awards, and we've worked with all these cool people, and this is our company, this is how big it is, this is how much money we make. But people don't care about that. They just want to know, how is your product or service going to solve my problems? Like, what's in it for me? Like, if they're like taking the time out of their day to watch your video, they don't want to hear about you. They want to hear about how it's going to help them. And so make sure that you're addressing that in your videos. That's the most important thing. So that's the mistake I see people making, is they spend the first 20 to 30 seconds of the video ad introducing themselves and talking about how great they are, but no one cares about that. Like, they're already gone. So right in the beginning, you need to get to how does this help the person on the other side?
That's right on, man. Yeah, really love that one. Any resource that you have for for our audience, or where they can learn more about it, they want to go dive deep into the same concept of, I know you have that video formula something challenge. I know it's a 5-day challenge, right? Is it selective? You want to give some information?
Yeah, I have the 5-day challenge. I haven't really been running that for a while. But the best way for people to get in to what I'm doing now is, if you don't have the video formula, just go to thevideoformula.com and grab that, because that's the 10 ingredients where I break down all of the stuff. And I spend a lot of time breaking down each one of the 10 ingredients, give you a bunch of examples and how you can apply them to your videos. And that's the best way to kind of get into my world. So thevideoformula.com. Yeah.
Awesome, man. I'm gonna be dropping that link into the show notes, people who are watching or listening to it. So it's thevideoformula.com. Definitely gonna be dropping that link. Any last message for our buddy entrepreneurs out there, Kevin, before we round this up?
One other one too is I forgot to mention is the go to the videoadformula.com. So that one is where I teach the 10 ingredients. Plus I have the ad types where they're basically like, how do you take those 10 ingredients and combine them into specific formulas? So I have 10 ad types that we use. And I actually taught this stuff into Russell Brunson's inner circle and his 2Com Club X students. And so it's actually part of their members area now, which is really cool. And so that's what that training is. So the videoadformula.com. So check that out too.
That's amazing, man. Definitely gonna be dropping that link as well. Cool, man. I was saying that, is there any last message that you want to give to our buddy entrepreneurs right before we round this up?
No, I would say just definitely just start creating content. It's going to serve you in so many different ways where it's, people just learn more about you, learn that you are the person to go to for that specific, expertise. So create some content, get it out there. Even if it feels like no one's watching for a while, it's worth it in the long run. And also, I'll just say, like, entrepreneurs, even when you look at the most successful entrepreneurs, they all have bad days. And so don't let the bad days stop you. Like, we all have bad days, right? I'm sure that you, Sahil, you've had plenty of bad days in your business, right? But you always knew that you're going to overcome it. So there's going to be failure. There's going to be things that don't go well. So just don't let that stop you. Just always keep going and never give up. So yeah.